First thing I do is I'll come in and I'll plug things in. And then like that. Then I'll swing this around and get me approximately where it's almost straight in line. And then we'll tighten this part down, tighten this, and we make sure it is very tight. If you don't, if you just bring it up like that, as you feed material through, it'll pull the feeder right into the saw. And you'll chew up these wheels, potentially damage the blade, potentially damage the material. Not good. So always make sure this is tight. If you think it's tight, then tighten it a little more. That way it's going to move a little bit, but you're not going to get a lot of movement. And then for the height, we loosen this one up to raise and lower. Now, if we're running brick mold, this line here is about where we want to set the feeder up for, somewhere right in that vicinity there for when we're running brick mold. Gives us a good height to be able to run our brick mold through and catch the wheels. It could actually come down just a little bit to where it just barely starts to grab on that first one, and then grabs good on the second one and even harder on the third. That would be about the right height for the brick mold. Now, as time goes by, these wheels wear down a little bit. So again, these lines are guides, not the rules. They give you a good idea as to where to go. For what I'm doing mostly, it's pretty easy for me, because all I need to do is bring this down to where the wheel, this front wheel, is almost touching the deck. Just right in that area there. And then I tighten her up and call her good for the height. I just make sure it's tight. This one doesn't have to be as tight as this. We don't have as much problem with this going up and down, creating a problem. So, you know, you get it reasonably tight so it doesn't just fall down on you or climb up. And then for ripping down face material, we move this over. Again, using the tape measure on the bar for a guide. Again, as a guide, not the rule. And then double checking that distance here. And where this comes in, you know, it's a little bit loose at the beginning and then it tightens up. That's just about perfect for our jig. And then we're able to run the material for our face material.
Perfect.
Awesome.
What else?
Okay, let's run a board. And you make sure your board's tight against the fence and watch it at the back. Make sure it stays there. Make sure it engages your rip stop or your anti-kickback. Feeds it right on through. Grab your push stick to finish pushing it through. Never put your hand down into this area at all.